Okay, Nigerians, this is very important. It's quite wise. I enlighten persons and bring this awareness. But before I continue, kindly watch this video.
Good day, everyone. Yesterday, I sustained injuries last night around past 10, and I ended up in the hospital because my landlord has shut down the light in my home for the last 72 hours. I was rushed to the hospital yesterday with my son because I slipped and fell, and I've injured my shoulder and my lower back. This harassment by Nigerian landlords has to end, and somebody has to put a voice to it, and I am going to lend my voice to this situation until something is done about it, until the government steps in and does something about it. Because for your rent to be increased by almost 300, for my rent to be increased by over 300%, I'm going to add the exact figures, 390 something percent. And for that reason, as a tenant, I asked for a staggered payment, which they offered, which they gave, and I actually complied. And because of that, the landlord now wants to evict me again so that he can bring in other people that are going to start paying 50 million or more, or so that he can increase it more than what he has already given me. He has already evicted 4 homes in this building. This is a building of only 6 tenants. He has evicted 4 families last year because he wanted to increase the rent, and because the amount he wanted to increase the rent to was ridiculous and outrageous. They ended up leaving. I pleaded. I found somebody who knew him and went to his office to meet him to plead.
So, see that this country, I didn't even know where we are actually heading to. I don't know where we are heading to. A lot of problem in this country. A lot of problem in this country. You see landlords. You see Nigerian landlords. These people, they are becoming something else. Nigerian landlords are becoming something else in this country that I no longer understand. I no longer understand. We are facing hardship in the country, insecurity, prices of goods, they've gone hike, prices of everything, food stuff, they've gone hike. Then still, Nigerian landlords will not want to let us rest. Nigerian landlords will not want to let us rest. First things first, number one, this lady, to me, I would say, spending about 50 million naira yearly on rent, I would say it's a financial mistake. You spending about 50 million naira for rent in a year, it's a very big financial mistake. It means Nigerians when I get money, Nigerians people have money. You people have money. That is what I'm just saying. You people have money. You're spending like about 50 million naira on rent, not your personal apartment, not your own apartment, on a rented apartment. It's a financial mistake. Me, I know, maybe probably because of the location you want to stay and the rest. But I bet you that house, if you make some findings about that house that's been rented for 50 million naira, is not worth it. It is not worth it. So I don't see any reason why someone should go and rent an apartment for that amount, 50 million naira. I know it won't be worth it. In Nigeria here, it won't be worth it. Because I know how Nigerian houses are. How the Nigerian housing scheme are. They hike up their prices and it's not worth it. Then again, secondly, Nigerian landlords, to all Nigerian landlords, I don't know what is wrong. What is the problem? What is the problem, Nigerian landlords, that you people keep increasing the rents of houses? Like, you know what's been so surprising is that these increments are not being made as it's supposed to. You see where a particular landlord is increasing his or her rent by 100%, by 200%, by 300%. I mean, I had similar experience recently. My rent was increased by 75%. And you know the funny part, I wasn't even given any notices. I was not given any notice. That is even the funny part. Which usually, as a landlord, you want to increase your rent, you will give notice. You will give notice, probably a year notice or so. But I wasn't given any notice. My rent was increased when I wanted to renew my rent. There was no notice. I wanted to renew my rent. That was when my landlord told me that my rent has been increased by 75%. Just like that. So, Nigerian landlords, we need to do better. Although, yes, I am also calling on the federal government. You know, this country, anything that the government does not interfere or it is not being enforced, we don't like doing. So at this point in time, I'm calling on the federal government. Please, please, we need to reach out to our housing authorities, our housing scheme authorities. There should be regulation. There should be regulation on the cost of rent. I know some governors have been trying, like I saw another state governor coming up saying that there must be a regulatory on rent. There must be. I think I also saw something like that from the Lagos State government, that rent is going to be regulatory. They have to regulate rent. So please, I'm also calling on other state governors. We should all look into our states, because the rate of increase in rent is becoming something else. It's really, really becoming something else. So please, I urge on the government or the concerned agency, we have to look into this, and we have to sort it out. Please, peace and love. Peace.